Hey Scorpio. So here we have you riding off into the life you want, finally. Even more because you're identifying and seeing that you can confidently move on from whatever situation that you felt like you were not being able to be entirely yourself. You may have to realize that it was never going to work in the first place, and to be brave enough to move forward out of your own mental state and seeing that there's so much more you can enjoy. You might even find yourself just laughing more, having more fun than you were before. And what that brings you to is looking at everything you built, being able to move on from whatever has not gained value, regardless if it is mobile, right? So if there is a Aries in your life, they're the best person to see the bigger picture with, or to jump into it. So this is you seeing the bigger picture, but this is you actually going for it and getting out there. Like, those are the mountains, right? So if there's an Aries in your life, it could be beneficial to talk to them like, how'd you do this? How'd you move on from that? Well, you had to realize that there is something more. You know, as a sign that is very powerful and can gain a lot, you still like what you have and are comfortable with it. But it's really important this month that you realize that whatever comfort zones are being pushed away almost, it's because it's no longer necessary. It's because it's not worth holding on to anymore. That's kind of the theme. That you have more power. And if this person keeps coming back up into your life, you realize that they just need a little bit, and that's why they're doing this. You now realize why you haven't moved in a certain direction in a while, or why you haven't stated some feelings or revealed some things about yourself. You realize why so much has been taking longer, it's more time. This Leo energy just doesn't want to let go of you. There's so much that they gain from you, and yet they may not show you the proper affection or attention, or they may be holding back from you feelings, and they don't know how to express them because it would mean that their pride is down. Regardless of what you say, I'm not sure if they're going to budge. But eventually they may come around. But it might not be as quick as you'd like. What's important, though, is that this is what opens up a new time for you. Even if this is just someone that's been in your brain, or a concept of a person. I know that's really deep, but for some of you it could be. Or it could be just these sprinkles that they've left over. Maybe you realize, oh wow, this is another thing I've been hiding of myself because this person ... because I couldn't be this way around this person. So you've had to hold back. And you don't want to anymore. And you realize how much more that gives you and brings into your life. Especially when Mercury moves into Aries and everything moves into Aries by the end of the month, you'll have a greater perspective and idea of what's next, how you can receive from all of this. You may receive new ideas, putting new skills together, putting old skills to use. And it's just because you want to. You just feel like maybe making some more money. You just feel like adding some more quality time to your life. You just feel like, okay, like now that I realize whatever has been getting in my way to do whatever it is that I want, including myself. You know, for some of you, you could have been held up with an injury. You're rehabbing it, but there's a spirit about you that feels more free. There's a weight that's been lifted. It's possible that the Virgo full moon helped you really realize about a week ago, or a little over a week ago after this comes out, probably 2 weeks, that whatever you're holding on to just didn't add up to the life that you are currently living, and you just couldn't see it until whatever someone else said pointed it out to you, and it seems like it's this feminine figure, very fire sign Leo, or just someone who's really stands in their own power. As you find yourself in yours more, you realize you're able to handle more than that person had made you believe, because now you believe you can do more. I know you wouldn't think a Scorpio would feel this way, but subconsciously sometimes people get into our heads we don't realize. So it's really important that the more that you nurture the side of yourself that wants more, that understands that the power of fulfillment and happiness or joy and a real whole life can be balanced with the things that you don't know, or the very general things that you want. You don't have to decide between the two altogether, but perhaps maybe just a little bit like, you have to, do a little bit more of this thing before you do this thing, right? There's some weighing out to do as well, right? And before, it almost made you think that you couldn't do that. So first it becomes an idea or just an openness and this rush of inspiration. It becomes physical to you. And then it becomes something that you actually want to say and admit. It becomes a greater responsibility. It becomes something you possibly make money from. And it adds the utmost value to your life. And you're not held back by anyone, their beliefs. You've really gone through what you needed to go through. You may be a little tired at first. By the end of the month, you're on fire. You're ready. Even if you're not all the way physically healed yet, you're still ready. You're stretching into a new part of yourself, expanding into a new layer, and using that depth in a way that's light for you. All right, Scorpio. See you next month.